What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, hello, what's up, how are you? My name is Shara, and I'm coming at you with a foundation review today. I was about to say foundation tutorial, but it's not a tutorial, it's a review. I'm letting you guys know what's good with the new foundation that I have been dying to try out, but every time I go into Ulta, they didn't have my skin tone. And you probably already know by clicking this video that it is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. My Ulta started selling Wet n Wild and I wanted to give it a try, but they didn't have my shade. Ended up finding it at Walmart. They had the Honey Beige, which I was kind of skeptical about trying. I wasn't sure if it was going to be too dark for me, but then it said right here medium tan to warm, so I'm more on the warmer side, so I figured this would be great to try out, and that's why I ended up getting it. I want to say it was around like $7.90 something, like just about $8, which for Wet n Wild foundation, that's kind of on the more pricier range, but I definitely wanted to give it a try and see how I liked it because I am a big fan of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This has been my ride or die ever since I reviewed it like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago or so. It's been a minute, but I have been using this nonstop. I've actually bought so many backups of this. I went and bought a backup at Ulta of this since they didn't have this one there. Back to this foundation, it does have an SPF of 15, which I definitely like. It's always great to have, you know, that extra skincare, sun protection going on when you do have a foundation on. And it says it does contain natural coconut derivatives, so that is great to kind of boost some hydration back into the skin. I'm digging that. And it says it's luminous, lightweight, and buildable. Hydrating formula, which in the video you will definitely see it's very hydrating because it's very hydrating. I'm going to tell you that right now. Enough of me rambling. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, subscribe now so you don't have to worry about that later. And if you want to see how I ended up liking the foundation, then just keep watching. I'm going to slap on some primer. I'm just going to use the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer in the Ultra Light formula. There was a minute where like I was using this primer for everything. Kind of forgot about it, so I'm just gonna bring it back. As always, before foundation, I do color correct, so I'm just gonna go in with my City Color Photo Sheet color corrector. This is the dark circle one. As you can see, it's like gone. It's pretty much gone. I'm definitely gonna have to go ahead and get another color corrector soon. Hit that underneath the eyes where I do have a little bit of those like blues and purple undertones underneath there. So let's get right into the foundation. Once I open it, it does come with a little puff. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the puff or not. It does have a protective seal. I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. Then after you peel it off, you see the cushion part of it. And I'm really hoping this is my skin tone because if it's not, then we're going to definitely notice it. Dabbing in. See, a little bit of it is transferring on. I feel like it's about my shade. It might be a shade like darker, but once I blend it out, it's definitely working. And it is definitely a wet product. I do not have oily skin. My skin's more so normal to dry. It does get a little oily here and there. I don't know. My skin is just doing its own thing basically here and there nowadays, depending on like the weather. I feel like it comes off a little bit orange on camera, but like when I'm looking in the mirror, it actually blends with my skin pretty well. As I'm applying this with the puff, which it seems to actually be working really well, I'm just more so doing the patting motion. I'm actually very, very surprised with the coverage, especially with the cushion foundation formula. You expect it to be obviously a lot wetter, but the coverage is pretty good. It's actually a full coverage. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you in a little bit more just so you can see like half my face versus the other half. Here is the side. It only has the color corrector on, and you can see I do have like a lot of redness peeking through, some discoloration around my mouth, and on this side it pretty much covers really well. I ain't mad at it. I really like it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Now that I have the full face on, you can definitely see it's super wet. This side is definitely kind of setting already, but I definitely know I'm going to have to set the rest of my face with a powder. I always set it with a powder anyways because I just hate the feeling or knowing that it could like shift and move around. Not trying to have that. So I'm going to go ahead, highlight, contour, set my face, do the whole 9, and come back with my final thoughts and let you guys know how everything else handled the foundation as well. Alright, so I am back, completely did the rest of my face and my final thoughts on the foundation. So the foundation has been wearing beautifully. I actually took about an hour break. I had to go get my daughter at school real quick, and then I came back to finish and film this part of the video. It seems like it's held on pretty well. When I set my face with the powder, as well as baking and contouring, highlighting, it did not get muddy when I blend all that in. You know, sometimes with really liquidy type foundations, they kind of can get muddy if you do put like a powder over it and just start like putting contour on and whatnot. I have had problems with foundations that did that in the past. For instance, the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This foundation for some reason does not work well on my skin. I hear many good things about it. I can't get it to look right. It just doesn't sit right even after I set my face. When I put my bronzer on, it just gets very muddy looking and it's just a hot mess. Like, it doesn't sit right at all on my face. I've tried it multiple times, tried different things, and still cannot get it right. And that was one thing I was really concerned about. I was really skeptical about it getting really muddy when I set the powder and all that, so I would definitely wanted to see how that performed, and it looked really good. Like, you can see on my face, like, I don't have any splotchiness, any muddiness, nothing like that going on. It looks good. I love the look that it gives me. It's very hydrating. That's one thing I definitely noticed when putting it on, and the hydration is still there even with the powder over. I do like that about the foundation because I have dry skin. When you incorporate a foundation like that, that's very liquidy, very hydrating onto dry skin, it works perfectly. I don't think I would recommend it for oily skin, maybe combination skin. It's definitely a little trial and trying to figure out if it will work for you or not, but oily skin, I would definitely feel like if you are very oily, you would not like this foundation, only because it's very hydrating enough and it makes you look a little dewy. Like, I feel like I look a little dewy even with the powder and all that setting it. So I mean, it's really based on preference, but I definitely would recommend it for super dry skin. If you have super dry skin, definitely go check it out. Normal skin, definitely go try it out. Even combination, I feel like this would definitely work for combination skin as well. But oily prone skin, I would not recommend it at all. I'm definitely digging the coverage of it. As you can see, when I put it on, it went on so nicely. It was very full, and I have this like vein right here, and it immediately covered up that little blood vessel vein thing action I got going on right on the side of my face. And I judge how much coverage a foundation is giving me when I can see it, can't see it. And right now, like, I barely can see it. It's like very faint. It's, I would say, more of a full coverage wear because it's very hard to get that vein to disappear. For being a cushion, a very liquidy type feel foundation, it is a pretty good full coverage foundation for sure. It's buildable. I definitely like that. I am definitely feeling the formula. I don't think I'm going to do a check-in for this video. I'm just going to end up leaving any last tidbits, how it wore throughout the day before I take it off, down in the description box. So if you are interested in that, then I will definitely leave that down below. If anything changes, or if I feel like it didn't work out, the wear just kind of died on me kind of thing, I'll let you guys know in the description. Like this video if you found it helpful, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want to keep in touch via social media, I will list my Twitter, my Facebook page, my Instagram, my vlogging channel. All of that will be right here, and everything will be listed down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.